When I was 15 years old, I had a really hard time seeing the words on my phone at night. And after a week and a half of making all my fonts a ridiculous size, my mother set up a doctor's appointment. She hit the ground running on her own in research into why I couldn't seem to see. Type 1 diabetes was at the top of her list. My primary doctor was out of town, so we saw another, who was a very old white man, a drastic difference from the female Asian doctor I normally saw. When we sat down, my mom cut right to the chase. She said, "I think she has diabetes." Before she could really explain what she'd been looking through or finding, he cut her off and started to talk about other things, like my stress levels in high school, how I managed those stress levels, and even threw in how I could stand to lose a few pounds. He blew off my mother's claims of type 1 and was so unconcerned that he didn't order a test. We went on our way. I started being able to see my phone screen again after a little, and 6 months later, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Unfortunately, my mother and I are not the first Black women to have their concerns ignored by healthcare providers, and we won't be the last. Recently, Black women have been reporting their mistreatment in maternal health care. You see, research conducted in the social science and medicine journals shows that the stereotypes that persist about Black women, like the welfare queen, who is, choosing to stay young and single to stay on public assistance like welfare and food stamps, or the stereotype that Black women are promiscuous and aggressive, all contribute to the consequence of clinicians viewing Black women who are vocal about their care and advocating for themselves as being non-compliant, or trying to prove that they know more than the clinicians. When in reality, those same things show our white counterparts as being well-educated and decisive about our healthcare needs. And as a result, we have stories like Amber Rose Isaac, who died during childbirth after doctors ignored her concerns and failed to diagnose a rare condition that caused her blood platelets to fall low and her heart to immediately stop when they began the cesarean section procedure. Wealth and fame can't even help the Black woman. Serena Williams, arguably the most famous tennis player in the world, was sure she was having a pulmonary embolism after giving birth to her daughter. Her doctors ignored her complaints of not being able to breathe. They ignored her history with blood clots and refused her a CT scan. When she eventually got the CT scan, she was right all along and could have died had it not been recognized. These stereotypes and these biases have resulted in an unfathomable inequality in the mortality rates of Black women during childbirth. Black women are dying in childbirth 2.5 times more often than white women, according to data released by the National Center for Health Statistics. Something must be done about the stereotypes that clinicians hold about Black women, or it will continue to kill us and leave our loved ones wondering, who next? Thank you.